Now let's move on to something that the people in this community said wasn't the best for their family. Davis City Council tells police to have a plan for getting rid of the MRAP military vehicle in the next 60 days. The City Council adopted the resolution to come up with a plan to get rid of the vehicle. A petition is circulating asking the council to press the police to either get rid of it or destroy it. Well, good luck destroying that thing. The vehicle, worth nearly $700,000, didn't cost the Davis Police Department a dime, as it was acquired through a federal government surplus program. The MRAP was developed by the military for wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Let me say that again, developed by the military for wars. So you have something that's developed for war and you're using it on an American street. That's a good way to build up trust within your community. And the people who are against these MRAPs in their city, they saw what happened in the city of Ferguson, Missouri. They said, hey, we don't want that to happen here. You know, we understand you may have riots, you may have looters and other situations to deal with. But as you guys recall, how many times did you see the MRAP pull up and chase people off who were rioting or looting? You didn't see that. You saw them pull up and shoot at peaceful protesters with tear gas and with rubber bullets. And I recall that first week that we were there, let's see, Michael Brown was shot over the weekend, and the riots and the looting broke out, and we got there that first Tuesday. And when we got there, you know, the police, they're out there aiming guns at people, putting red dots on people's chests and all that. And, you know, they'd come out there and do that, but a couple of days later, when the riots and the looting happened again, you know, where were they at? They were just less than 5 minutes up the road, less than a 5-minute walk up the road on West Florissant. But they didn't come down with the doom and gloom to chase off the rioters and the protesters. No, they wanted to target the innocent civilians, the majority of which were very peaceful. Yes, you had the provocateurs, the guys throwing the bottles, the people throwing the bricks, but the majority of the people were good, innocent people. And as a caller called into the Alex Jones Day Show, I believe it was yesterday, he said, you know, we talk about the police and we always say that not all the police are bad, and not all the police are bad, but you have to say the same things for the general populace, where you say, you know, the majority of the people out there were good, peaceful people, so you can't subject everybody to these tear gas, to these sound cannons, to these rubber bullet measures just to stave off a few people. And that was a very good point that guy brought up. And something else that we want to bring up, how veterans are being treated in the United States of America. Because you guys all know, we've seen the VA scandals. These guys come back from combat and they can't even get a date at the VA. You know, Staff Sergeant Joe Biggs, he goes in and they just give him an appointment for another appointment for another appointment. He never gets anything actually done. They just give him the runaround. And now they're saying if you have a problem with the way you're being treated, if you complain about this, they're comparing you to Oscar the Grouch. That's right, the Sesame Street character. And it says, while the president continues to vow to reform and improve the veterans' health care system, the VA office in Philadelphia has been forced to issue an embarrassing apology for an internal training guide titled What to Say to Oscar the Grouch, dealing with veterans during town hall claims clinics, which was obtained by the Philadelphia Inquirer. So they said, yeah, these guys, they're Oscar the Grouch, they have issues. They're mad. And why wouldn't you be mad? You served your country for these benefits. You served your country for the GI Bill to get your education or to whatever end you want to take it. And now you can't get those benefits after you're out. Because you guys see the commercial. They'll show you the recruitment commercials. The big tough guys are hopping out the military vehicles and off the boats, and guys climbing out the ocean and all that. And then you see the Super Bowl halftime show, and the guy he's running out in the field and he's hugging his daughter, and it's all good, and the fireworks are going off and everybody's crying. But then he's crying because he can't go to the VA clinic and get an appointment for his knee or his shoulder or whatever's hurting him. They don't want you after your service is done. They just want to pretty much use and abuse you, and then after your service is done, it's like, good luck taking care of yourself. And talking about people who can't take care of themselves, children are being sexually abused, but it's not being reported because it's politically incorrect. Sexual abuse of 1,400 children unreported due to racism fears. Children as young as 11 were trafficked, beaten, and raped by large numbers of men between 1997 and 2013 in Rotherham, South Yorkshire. The Council commissioned review into child protection revealed, reports the Daily Mail. Victims of the assaults were doused with petrol and threatened to be set alight, intimidated with guns, as well as forced to watch brutal rapes involving other children while being told they would face the same fate if they spoke out. And they said, we can't really report on this because of the nationality of the perpetrators. So these are a bunch of Pakistani men largely, but it's politically incorrect to point that out to people. Just like when we saw the Marine the other day get attacked by a group of a black mob. And I'll say they're a black mob because it was a racial hate crime. They targeted this guy because he was white, and they thought it was justice from Mike Brown. And I don't think Mike Brown wants that at all, to have violence, senseless violence perpetrated in his name. I don't think that's what he wants one bit. But yeah, it's the political correctness of America. You can't even say that, you know, people were raped or robbed or whatever because you don't want to upset the status quo. And somebody who I'm very happy to see upsetting the status quo, Louisiana Governor Jindal, and he's reportedly set to sue the federal government over Common Core. And it says in the suit, the governor argues that the Education Department's $4.3 billion grant program effectively forces states down a path toward a national curriculum in violation of the state sovereignty clause in the Constitution and federal laws which prohibit national control of education content. And good for you, Governor. I'm glad to see somebody speaking out against this. We've seen people like Mrs. Iserby say that this is the deliberate dumbing down of America, and I could not agree more. You know, it seems like the standards have dropped since I was in high school, and I graduated, I guess, yeah, about 10 years ago or so. So this is the situation going on, and you don't want your children to be taught that 2 + 2 = 5. You want them to be taught that 2 + 2 = 4.
Alex Jones here to tell you about how you can help spread liberty worldwide while also enjoying what I have found to be the best tasting 100% organic coffee on the planet. For more than a decade, my favorite coffee has come from the high mountains of southern Mexico, where the Chiapas farmers grow their unique shade-grown Arabica beans. We have now managed to secure these sought-after beans in a highly customized blend. Discover and try a bag of the Patriot Blend 100% organic coffee at InfoWarsLife.com. This coffee gives you a long, smooth pick-me-up for hours without the headaches and heartburn that so many other coffees give me personally. Hands down, this is my favorite coffee, and it's taken us years to secure connections directly to the Chiapas Mexican farmers. Drop by the site today, order a bag or two, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed. Available in original or with our immune support infusion blend. You will be supporting a free press, all the while enjoying a truly great tasting cup of my favorite coffee. Available at InfoWarsLife.com.